You're listening to Think on KERA 90.1. I'm Chris Boyd. My guest this hour is author Vincent Bugliosi. His new book is called Reclaiming History, The Assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Our phone number is 1-800-933-5372. Let's talk to Bill in Garland. Hi, Bill.
Hi. I'm curious as to how Lee Harvey Oswald knew the day of the assassination, the route of the procession, and did he happen to take his gun to work that day, not knowing? I heard that the route was actually changed on the day that it was.
Well, that's another good point, Bill, pointing away from a conspiracy. The route that took the president, the motorcade route that took the president right beneath Oswald's window, was not even determined until November 18th, 1963, 4 days before the assassination. The first time the route was shown to the people of Dallas was in the next morning's Dallas Morning News, which is November 19th, 3 days before the assassination. And I don't think any rational person can possibly believe that the CIA or mob conspired with Oswald to murder Kennedy within 3 or 4 days before the president's trip to Dallas. So he did have a couple days' knowledge. He knew as of November 19th, 3 days before the assassination, that the president was going to come right below his window. And it was the evening of November 21st that he went out to Irving to try to get his wife to come back to him. As a criminal prosecutor, and this is just common sense, I learned that when you're innocent, chances are there's no evidence at all pointing towards your guilt. Why? Because you're innocent. But now and then, because of the nature of life, there may be one piece of evidence in an unusual, rare situations, even 2 or 3 pieces of evidence pointing towards your guilt, even though you're completely innocent. But in this book here, Reclaiming History, I set forth 53 separate pieces of evidence pointing towards Oswald's guilt, irresistibly. And under those circumstances, Chris, it would not be humanly possible for Oswald to be innocent with 53 pieces of evidence pointing towards his guilt, at least not in the world in which we live. You know, I'm talking to you. You can hear me. There'll be a dawn tomorrow. Not in that world. Only in a fantasy world can you have 53 pieces of evidence pointing towards your guilt and still be innocent. Very quickly, let me give you 5 pieces. Mm-hmm. There's 53 in the book. Oswald's Mannlicher Carcano rifle, which he owned and possessed, his palm print was on it, was the murder weapon, okay? It was the murder weapon. That's pretty powerful, right? Number 2, he's the only employee who flees the book depository building after the shooting in Dealey Plaza. They had a lot of stock boys. They had a roll call. Where's Oswald? He's gone. 45 minutes later, he shoots and kills Dallas police officer J.D. Tippit. And I argued to the jury in London that murder bore the signature of a man in desperate flight from some awful deed. 30 minutes later, at the Texas Theater, he resists arrest, pulls a gun on the arresting officer. During his interrogation, he told one provable lie after another, all of which showed a consciousness of guilt. So when people tell me that Oswald's innocent, I know one of 2 things. They're either completely unaware of the evidence or they're just some silly person. As long as people want to know about this case, they're going to have to read Reclaiming History. There's no other book out there that covers the entire case and in the depth that this does. And strangely enough, there haven't been anyone in law enforcement that's written a book about the entire case. There's been a couple with backgrounds in law enforcement, like G. Robert Blakey. He was a general counsel for the House Select Committee, but he only wrote a book concerning itself with organized crime. But strangely enough, well, like Posner was a Wall Street lawyer. No one with my background, not that I have a great background, but I mean I prosecuted 21 murder cases. No one with my background has ever taken this case on. And as has been said, some people call me the foremost prosecutor in America. I don't call myself that, but they say the foremost prosecutor in America takes on the biggest murder case in American history in this book. Vincent Bugliosi's new book is called Reclaiming History, The Assassination of President John F. Kennedy. He'll be